In your mouth, you speak good to me. I'm built like you.
We're gonna start off with the brows. This is a staple. This is the Got2b gel. I use this to gel my edges down, and I'm gonna be using that for my eyebrows as well. So what I'm gonna do is to get a spoolie. There's this brush right here, and I'm literally going to dip it, and I'm going to brush the hairs of my eyebrows upwards, just to get them looking right and fluffy. So that's what you want to go for. You can use an eyebrow gel if you have that, but I have this, so I'm going to use that. Yeah, so this is what it's going to look like. So what you want to do now is to go ahead and clean up the bottom part of the brows whilst you're waiting for the brow gel to dry down. You don't want to go into your brows with any product while the brow gel is still drying down. What I'm gonna do is to go in with my thick concealer. You can use any concealer of your choice, but I definitely prefer the one from Kevyn Aucoin. This is in the shade SX12. I am going to use that to clean up the bottom part of my brows. So I'm going to literally just follow the shape of the brow. When I get to the ends of it, I'm going to go backwards. I like a high arch, so I like to go backwards when I get to the ends of the brow. So you want to make sure it's looking as equal as possible. So what you want to do next is to go in with a fluffy brush. I like this fluffy brush from Real Techniques. I'm going to use that to blend out the concealer on my brow. You literally just want to keep patting the product in, and then the rest of the product on the brush you're going to use to spread out on your eyelids. I might just go in with a bit of concealer, literally like a dab of concealer on the eyelids. I'm going in with my sponge. This is a damp sponge. I put it under water, squeeze off the excess, squeeze it in a towel just to take off all the excess water from it. You literally don't want a lot of product on your eyelids, just a bit to kind of unify the darkness on the eyelid. So what I'm gonna do now is to go in with my bronzer. You can use an eyeshadow, but if you don't have an eyeshadow palette, you can just use bronzer. I have my Fenty bronzers in the shade Coconutty and Mocha Mami. So what I'm gonna do is to go in with the Coconutty. I'm not gonna put powder on my eyelids. I'm literally going to set my eyelids with my bronzers. So I'm gonna go in with my fluffy brush, and I'm going to dip into Coconutty. Going in with Coconutty onto my crease, and I'm just blending it into the ends of my brow, just like so. We are still waiting for the brows to dry down, so you shouldn't even go in with products. You want to make sure the brows are completely dry before you go in with any product. It doesn't have to be perfect. You're just trying to mimic the darkness on the eyelids. And what I'm gonna do is to go into the shade Mocha Mami, which is darker and redder than the Coconutty. And I'm gonna dip the same eyeshadow brush, and I'm going to put that all over my eyelids. It doesn't have to be perfect, guys. Bringing you guys closer so you guys can see what I'm doing. This is literally all we are going to be doing for the eye makeup. It's nice, soft, and a simple smoky eye, but you can use your bronzer to do that. So now the eyebrow product is pretty dry for the most part. When you touch it, the eyebrows are like stiff and not moving. this is what you want. And what you're going to do is to not go in with a spoolie. The brow gel has kept the eyebrow hairs up, so you don't want to mess that up. All you want to do is to go in with your brow pencil. This is one from Juvia's Place. It is the Isculpt Eye Shade Brow Pencil in the shade dark brown. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is to just go in and follow the shape of the bottom part of the brows, and then I'm gonna do same for the top. At the top part, I'm not going to start off from the beginning of the brow. I'm gonna start from somewhere here, and I'm going to follow the same shape of the brow, and then I'm gonna start filling in the ends. I'm gonna fill in the sparse areas of the brow. So when you use the brow gel, what it does is to show you the bald spots in your brows. So you can see this is fuller than this one, but in the beginning you didn't notice any difference, but now this seems fuller than this one. So what you're going to do is to do same. So this should look something like this, and I'm going to fill the bald spots. And what I'm going to do is to kind of mimic hair strokes at the front part of the brow. I like to be extra. I'm going to go in with a brow pen. This is from Juvia's Place as well. You can skip this step. You don't need a brow pen to do this. This is the brow pen, and it just has very thin mouth, but you want to be careful if you're doing this. So what I'm gonna do is to lightly stroke in here, because I like my brow hairs a little bit darker, so I'm just going to mimic the hair strokes. And when I come to the front, I'm going to draw lines. The next step is to go in with your foundation that you're going to be using for the day. I'm using the Nuban Beauty foundation in the shade Alakeja. I love this foundation. I used it for my mom and she kind of fell in love with it. I'm gonna take my same brush that I used for my eyebrows. I'm going to clean out the top part of my brows with that. You don't have to go in with too much product, just a little bit. If you use too much product, the brush is going to be too slippery. I'm gonna go back in with my Real Techniques brush to clean up. The brows are done. Next step, primer. I'm gonna use the Milk Hydro Grip Primer. This works for a lot of skin types, so definitely go and get it. There is a dupe out there, which is the e.l.f. primer, which is affordable. So I'm going to just blend this into my skin. Tacky base, so that your foundation sticks to it. For foundation today, I'm using the Nuban Beauty in my skin foundation. I'm gonna just drop that here. Just a little bit of foundation should go a long way. I'm just going to spread it out with my finger. It's a little bit lighter than me. I'm going to buff it in with my Real Techniques brush. I'm gonna go in with a beauty blender to take off any excesses. So for the next step, I personally like a bright under eye, and I feel like it's a really pretty look. So I'm gonna use 2 concealers. I'm gonna use a really light one, which is the e.l.f. Camo concealer. This is in the shade medium neutral. I'm gonna put that here. And I'm gonna go in with the shade Butterscotch, which is closer to my skin tone. This is the Too Faced Born This Way concealer. Then I'm gonna put that at the edges and right here to clean up the eye makeup we did earlier. I'm also going to highlight my forehead, the mustache area, and my chin, just like so. So it should look something like this. I'm gonna buff the concealer out with my brush from Color Box Cosmetics. I love this brush, it has 2 sides. I'm gonna go in with my sponge. I'm blending just the edges out. Then I'm gonna do the under eye area. So I'm going to go back in with a foundation brush. I'm going to blend out the edges. So what we're doing is maintaining the bright under eye here. For setting powder, I'm going to use the Laura Mercier powder. And before I set that area, I'm going to go in with my brush just to blend out any harsh lines and creases. I'm gonna use my powder puff. I'm gonna dip that into the, and I'm gonna push the powder in. Nice and set. So I'm gonna set the rest of my face where I put the concealer. I'm just gonna push powder in there. Make sure you set it the corners of your nose. So for the rest of my face, I'm gonna set with the Fenty Beauty Soft Matte Powder Foundation with my Real Techniques brush. I'm just going to set the entire face. Well, except of course the eyebrow, under eye area that I want to keep bright. So for the next step, I am going in with my Coconutty bronzer, and I'm gonna use a brush like this from Morphe, the Morphe E4 brush. I want a brush that can sculpt my face because I didn't do cream contouring. These looks, typically they look very matte and soft, so I want to keep the sculpt soft as well. So I'm just going to apply bronzer. So it should look something like this. So you can see this face is sculpted very nicely. Also gonna go over my forehead, then my chin and jawline area. I'm also going to sculpt my nose. I'm going to start from the bottom of my eyebrows. Then I'm going to bring it down the sides of the bridge of my nose. With the same bronzer, by the way. So it should look something like this. So I'm gonna go in with my Charlotte Tilbury under eye powder. This is very bright, and I'm gonna use the same powder puff. I'm gonna dip into the powder, and I'm gonna go under eye area, and I'm going to pat the powder there. As you can see, there's a significant difference. What you want to do is use the powder puff to blend it in. So we're just kind of cleaning up the sides of the bridge of the nose as well. Very soft. So what I'm going to do next is to apply my blush. I'm going to use the Milani Big Blush. This is a blush that has shimmer in it. So typically these looks are matte. They don't have a lot of shimmer. So I'm going to use this blush so that it's going to serve as a highlighter and a blush as well. So I'm going to put the blush all the way here from my eye area. So it should kind of connect with my eye makeup, and I don't know if this is making sense. So I went into my crease and I'm just putting the blush here. Kind of. I don't know if it makes any sense. So it's kind of connecting with my eye makeup. So it should look something like this. Okay, so I'm going to apply here. And then you want to kind of pinch your brush. You can use an eye brush, honestly. I am just being lazy and I'm just applying this. So it should kind of look like this. I'm also gonna apply a bit of blush on my nose. Looks pretty good. So the next step, I am going to go ahead and set my face just to melt everything in. I'm going to use my Fix Plus from MAC. What I'm going to do is to apply a bit of highlighter into my inner corners and brow bone area. For my lips, I'm going to use my lipstick from Dose of Colors, this one. And I'm going to roughly line my lips. And then I'm gonna go in with a lip liner. This is from Juvia's Place. This is in the shade Cola. I'm gonna use that to overline my lip. And for the center, I'm gonna use the Charlotte Tilbury lipstick in the shade Super Fabulous. It's just a very soft brown. I'm gonna put that at the center. So it should kind of look like this. And then I'm gonna go over with my Fenty Gloss Bomb Heat in the shade Chocolate. So I'm gonna put that at the center. Mascara. Yeah, so this brings us to the end of today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you learned something new, let me know down below. Also, let me know what you think. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you did enjoy it. It really helps my videos out a lot. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Share this video with your friends if you care. I'll see you guys in my next one. Take care, guys.
What I go find for you? I got my eyes on you. You got vibes on you. I know if you die for you, ladies, but I'll live my life for you. I got my eyes on you. You got vibes on you. Yeah, come on, shit.